Hello, good morning, Namaskar, Jai Shri. Peace and blessings to you. You are watching the St. Charles Good News Network known as SC-GNN. From the Vatican to churches around the world, and from Nagpur Archdiocese to St. Charles Seminary, we bring you the stories of faith, hope, and love shaping the life of the Church today. Stay with us as we journey together in Christ, sharing the good news that enlightens the world. The first interesting news is Pope Leo declares Saint Devasayam patron of the laity. Holy Father Pope Leo, through the Dicastery for Divine Worship and the discipline of the sacraments, has officially confirmed Saint Lazarus Devasayam as the patron of the laity in India. And this confirmation follows a petition submitted by the Conference of Catholic Bishops of India, CCBI, and was granted through a decree issued on 16th July 2025. And the solemn proclamation of this patronage will take place on 15th October 2025 during a Eucharistic celebration at St. Mary's Cathedral, Varanasi. The second news, Pope Leo calls Catholics to pray daily rosary for peace and in October. Pope Leo XIV has called on Catholics worldwide to pray the rosary daily during October to seek God's gift of peace, and he announced a rosary gathering in St. Peter's Square on 11th October as part of the Jubilee of Marian Spirituality. He made the announcement at the Wednesday General Audience, stressing that Catholics across the globe will unite in prayer for peace in war-torn regions during the month traditionally dedicated to the Holy Rosary. The Pope said the faithful in Rome will gather in St. Peter's Square on 11th October 2025 at 6 p.m. And he added, I invite everyone each day of the coming month to pray the rosary for peace personally, in the family, and in community. Pope Leo also asked Vatican employees to pray the rosary daily in St. Peter's Basilica at 7 p.m. throughout October. The Rosary for Peace will coincide with the Jubilee of Marian Spirituality held on 11th to 12th October, which also marks the 63rd anniversary of the opening of the Second Vatican Council by Pope St. John the 23rd on 11th October 1962. The original image of Our Lady of Fatima will be present in St. Peter's Square for the Rosary Prayer and the Jubilee of Marian Spirituality. Church rejoices as Carlo Acutis and Pier Giorgio Frassati are canonized saints. The Catholic Church has officially declared Carlo Acutis and Pier Giorgio as saints. The canonization was carried out by Pope Leo on 7th September 2025, marking a historic moment for Catholics across the world. Carlo Acutis, remembered as a young man known for his faith and devotion, whereas Pier Giorgio Frassati, recognized for his exemplary Christian witness, now stand together in sainthood, and their canonization affirms their enduring influence on Catholic life and spirituality. The fourth news, the miracle that led to the beatification of Carlo Acutis. I'm sure many of you may have read in the newspaper or even watching the news. In 2013, in Brazil, a young boy was battling a severe pancreatic malformation that left him in constant pain. He endured relentless infections, vomiting, and digestive problems, requiring frequent hospital visits. His parents were heartbroken and desperate for a solution. At this moment of anguish, a family friend who was a priest offered a profound suggestion. And what is the suggestion? Pray for the intercession of Carlo Acutis. Though Carlo had passed away in 2006, his reputation for holiness was spreading rapidly. The family embraced this advice and began a novena, fervently asking God for a miracle through the intercession of Carlo Acutis. After completing the novena, something astonishing happened. The child's malformed pancreas, once beyond medical hope, was suddenly and completely healed. Medical exams confirmed the organ was now in perfect health, leaving doctors baffled. There was no scientific explanation. Another interesting news. Feast days announced for Saints Carlo Acutis and Pier Giorgio Frassati. You can enter in your seminary calendar the date. The Catholic Church has announced, remember, the liturgical memorials of its two newly canonized saints, Saint Carlo Acutis and Saint Pier Giorgio Frassati, following their canonization by Pope Leo XIV in St. Peter's Square on September 7th. Saint Carlo Acutis, the Italian teenager who died of fulminant leukemia in 2006, will be commemorated each year, remember, on 12th October, the anniversary of his death at the age of 15. Whereas St. Pier Giorgio Frassati, a young man from Turin who died in 1925 and was beatified by Pope John Paul II in 1990, will be honored annually, remember the date, on 4th July, also the anniversary of his death. Next news, Venerable Mother Eliswa to be declared blessed in Vellarapadam on 8th November. Again, an interesting date. The congregation of Theresian Carmelites has joyfully announced that its foundress, Venerable Mother Eliswa, will be declared blessed during a solemn Eucharistic celebration on 8th November 2025. And the ceremony will take place at 4:30 p.m. in the National Shrine, Basilica of Our Lady of Ransom, Vellarapadam. Let's have now the Indian Church news. 3 Indian catechists to receive lay ministry from Pope Leo XIV in Rome. Pope Leo will confer the ministry of lay catechist to 39 candidates from 16 countries at the Catechist's Jubilee in Rome on 28th September 2025, end of this month, where 3 Indian catechists have been chosen to receive this recognition. The ministry of lay catechist, formally instituted by Pope Francis through the apostolic, this famous letter known as Antiquam Ministerium in 2021, will be highlighted at the Jubilee. Representing India are 3 trained catechists. Do you know the names? Mr. Boban Cletus from the Alleppey Diocese and a National Council member of the CCBI Commission for Faith Formation, Mr. Sunil Anthony Thomas from the Archdiocese of Bangalore and a UCAT member, and Mrs. Larissa Peter from the Archdiocese of Hyderabad and a UCAT member. Next news, prominent Christian activist Charlie Kirk shot dead at Utah College event, USA. I'm sure many of you heard about his name. He was a well-known conservative activist and a close ally of US President Donald Trump. Was shot dead during an event at Utah College. And Kirk, widely recognized for his strong advocacy in pro-life dialogue and his outspoken defense of faith and family values, was deeply admired in Christian circles and beyond. President Trump confirmed Kirk's death, describing him as a great and even legendary figure. In a strongly worded statement, he vowed decisive action against those behind the killing. One of Charles' last message was on the gospel. Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died and rose on the third day, and He is Lord and God over all. In one interview, when asked how he wished to be remembered, you know what he replied? I want to be remembered for courage, for my faith. The most important thing is my faith. You know, although he was not a Catholic, but Kirk also spoke boldly about Mother Mary, emphasizing that Protestants do not venerate her enough. He described Mary as the solution to toxic feminism, a conviction that reflected his willingness to bridge faith traditions in defense of family and spiritual values. Another interesting news. New Hindi UCAT version released at CCBI 16th National Catechetical Conference. The Hindi version, so far we have the English version. Now the Hindi version of UCAT, that is Youth Catechism of the Catholic Church, was officially released during the 12th CCBI National Catechetical Conference in Jaipur on 23rd September 2025. The book is published by Asian Trading Corporation in Bangalore. Widely accepted by youth worldwide, this catechism is a highly useful resource that covers the core tenets of the Catholic faith, including sacraments, daily life, and prayer. It also addresses modern questions and challenges faced by young people today. Next news. Malankara Catholic Church, we have one brother here, Brother Roji. So they get two new bishops. The Synod of the Malankara Major Archiepiscopal Catholic Church, with the assent of the Holy Father Leo XIV, as elected for the Kyriakos Thomas Tadatil, 63 years old, of the clergy of the Archieparchy of Tiruvalla, as apostolic visitor for the Syro Malankara faithful residing in Europe. He has been elevated to the episcopate and assigned the titular see of Mariamme. The Synod also elected Father John Kutil, 43 years of age, very young man, of the clergy of the Archieparchy of Trivandrum as auxiliary bishop of Trivandrum, assigning him the titular see of Kannada. And the elections were formally announced on 19th September 2025. Next message, the news is, first statue of Saint Carlo Acutis installed at Kromepet church in Tamil Nadu. Very interesting. For the first time in Tamil Nadu, a statue of Saint Carlo Acutis has been installed at the Immaculate Conception Church, Kromepet, in the Chengalpattu Diocese. Next news we have the first church dedicated to Blessed Carlo Acutis to be blessed at Kakkanad, Kerala. The Archdiocese of Verapalli witnessed a historic moment as the very first church in the world dedicated to Blessed Carlo Acutis was blessed at Kakkanad, Pallikar. Let's now have the local news. First, the Archdiocesan news. You know, the Archdiocese of Nagpur will be celebrating its Jubilee year along with the Metropolitan Bishops on 2nd October in the evening during the Eucharistic celebration, and we are all warmly invited to participate in this joyous occasion. Let's get ready with the suit and boot. Now comes St. Charles news. First, let's see the past events, month of August and this month September. You know, SCRC cultural program organized a pre-Independence Day cultural program titled Vande Mataram, Sanskriti ke Rang, Bharat ke Sang on 14th August. The program was truly super se super, filled with vibrant performances and patriotic spirit. We have CTF events. An inter-house homily competition was held on 12th September, in which our brothers Sunil and Anu represented St. Charles in English and Hindi homilies, respectively. And they won first and second prize, bringing pride to our seminary. The Dominican Ashram brothers emerged as the overall champions, securing the championship trophy. Well, an informative extension lecture also on the theme AI and ethical discernment was delivered by Father Robert Nicholas, parish priest of Ajni, recently. The session included an engaging interaction in which all actively participated. Some forthcoming events. Get ready. Gandhi Jayanti will be celebrated on 2nd October in the auditorium with an inspiring talk on Gandhi. House picnic, will be organized by second year theology students on Sunday, 5th October at St. John's School Ground, Sada. I'm very, very excited and looking forward. I'm sure. What about you all? Get ready. And I'm sure, brothers, fourth year students are eagerly waiting for another important, most important day in October. Can you guess? My God, the faculty exam. It's on Thursday, 23rd October. All the best, brothers. So that's all for today. Stay blessed. Stay tuned. See you soon with more surprises and good news. Until then, goodbye. Namaskar.